and new. How many people saw that coming out of the UFC 281 main event? How many people thought Pereira was going to walk away with this title? Everybody had to admit that it was a possibility. Everybody knew that there was a clear path for this man to get a victory. But Izzy was the champ for a reason. Izzy was the favorite going into this fight for a reason. I think it was safe to say that a lot of people felt going in that he was the more complete fighter. He was more polished. Even in the fight, the kickboxing fight that he got knocked out in, he was seeing a lot of success and he hurt Pereira before he got put out. Since then, both men have got a lot better, but I think it was easy to look and think that Israel Adesanya had seen more improvement, that he was the more improved fighter going into this one. Look at what he's done in the division. He blew through the division before he got the belt, won the belt, defended it multiple times, lapping the division with impressive performance after impressive performance. Moves up to 205 and puts in a good performance against the champ up there. I mean, what's not to love about Israel Adesanya? But we also love the drama. We also know what power can do, man. What a great equalizer. When you get a fighter that has real, true power, I mean that one-punch power that's God-given, that you can't teach it, you can't figure it out in the gym, you can't just learn it. It's something else. It keeps us on the edge of our seat. We're going in there. We've always got our breath held, man. We always wonder what's going to happen next because we know how that can change the game. Now, going into this one, as although we didn't have enough drama from the backstory, we get a little bit more at the weigh-in. Pereira comes in, last man to the scale, only 5 minutes left, and he looks a little bit weight drained. We heard that it was going to be a hard cut. People are talking about he had to lose 40-some pounds since September, and he just squeaks in with no time to spare. And then we see him step out there to get the instructions from the ref, man, and he looked like he should have been in a different weight class. He was huge. Look at how much bigger he looks than Adesanya. You combine that with the known power we got, and man, we got a fight. And this first round kicks off, and both men are out here. The tension is incredibly high. You can cut it with a knife, and they're like snipers. They're trying to pick each other apart, but also be incredibly careful. Each man knows that they make one wrong mistake, and that can be it. Because they're dealing with a highly trained fighter in front of them. They're throwing out leg kicks. They're attempting to work jabs. Pereira's being the aggressor, as you can expect, trying to move forward. Adesanya's keeping a very nice distance, being cautious, keeping his back against the cage a little bit too much, foreshadowing for how this one is going to end. But overall, that's an Adesanya round. And the second one. Then the second round starts, and we see this one ended up going for Pereira. Much in the same way, but he's starting to get off a little bit more. He's starting to get a little bit looser, starting to be able to time his shots a little bit more, starting to land a little bit. And every time he lands, you just get that feeling that it could just be the last one. Every time he lands, you get the feeling that something serious could happen. This dude comes walking forward, and he's got this beautiful, short, compact left hook. And every time he throws it, you just wonder if it's going to be the last time that he has to throw it. That right hand is money for Adesanya. But the way Pereira walks forward, you just got this feeling that this guy's like a Terminator. And now we go into round 3. And this was the round that I thought, when it was all said and done, we were going to look back at this fight and say that this was the game changer. This was the one that made the big difference. Because this was the one that involved all the grappling. This was where the true mixed part of mixed martial arts was coming into play. He goes to the ground and look, nobody looks at Israel Adesanya as though he's some great grappler. Nobody talks about him for his phenomenal skills on the mat. But when you match him up against a guy like Alex Pereira, he was able to shine. He was able to go in there. He showed some good control, was able to control the wrist, was able to control the position, was able to get some good work done. And you may make the argument that he didn't get a lot of damage done. Okay, fine. He did get some good work done. But more importantly than that, I thought it was the way that it tired Pereira out. Look, Pereira could kickbox all day long. The man's been doing it forever. It's just the way his body's built. No matter how tired you get, he can always throw another kick. He can always throw another punch. He's just got a way of being able to make it work on the feet. But when you take him out of that position, you put him in some place he's not quite as comfortable, like on the ground, it's really easy to get tired fast. And he came out of all this grappling, all these transitions, carrying all that weight, getting punched like he was tired, breathing with his mouth open. We're going into the 4th round. He's not showing much work at all. He's moving slow. He's getting hit a lot. He's not throwing much back. It was easy to look at that and think that now we had just turned a corner. That Adesanya had just really, truly taken control of the fight after that performance he put on in the 3rd round. Goes out in the 4th and continues to do more successful striking. Continues to show Just while he's the champ, man, we're entering these championship rounds. The cardio is holding up. He's showing that he's more well-rounded. He's working out there with the jab. He's throwing the right hand. Very crisp striking. Kicks are always there for him. Pereira's just slowing down. He's not able to stop as the champ continues to keep his foot on the gas. But then we enter that 5th round, man. And I don't know whether Pereira was just sandbagging it, whether he thought he'd win. He was worried about having enough cardio, whether he just got a second win, whether he just felt the pressure and felt that it was all going to slip away. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but when this 5th round started, he came out like a man with a mission. And it didn't take that long. We saw Adesanya get his back up against the fence, and that is the last place in the world you want to be when you're dealing with an aggressive, offensively based fighter who's got power. You got nowhere to go, man. You're up against the cage, and he just got caught one too many times, and that was all she wrote. Pereira was able to go in there. He was able to land. He was able to land with power. He was able to finish because he's a savage. Man, and he was able to put Adesanya away. Look, Adesanya tried to dispute the stoppage a little bit, but man, he was out of there. That it was a good stoppage. You could have stopped it probably 1 or 2 shots earlier. He was hurt. Pereira he's a savage, man. What are you going to do? I mean, this dude looks like he's made out of wood, like he's just rock solid. There were shots in there that Adesanya was landing. They probably would have taken a lot of other men out. But not only was Pereira able to withstand those shots, he looked like he was really hurt towards the end of the 1st round. But he's able to come back. He's able to land. He's able to land with power late in the fight. Man, this dude is dangerous. He's continuing now to get more experience. 4th fight in the UFC. And he's got a belt wrapped around his waist. And he beat Israel Adesanya to do it. He didn't beat some bum. He didn't beat some random guy. The belt wasn't vacant where he beat, the number 2 challenger or something. He went in there and beat a pound for pound ranked Israel Adesanya. So what a performance. I did not see this one coming. We all knew there was a path to victory. We all knew that with the power this man had, that this was always a possibility. But there was a reason that Adesanya was the champion. It's because of how good he is. Now look, he went out there and he showed that, but he also showed that he wasn't able to keep it up for 5 rounds. It doesn't matter how the fight starts. It doesn't matter how it's going in the middle. It matters how it ends. And it ended with Alex Pereira getting his hand raised and the belt wrapped around his waist. Congratulations. What a performance by the man. Way to persevere. Way to see it through. Way to never quit on yourself. That's what a champion does. So I would have to think that we're going to get an immediate rematch out of this one. Far too good of a performance. There's going to be interest in it from the fans and everybody else. Dana White's never shy about making a fight when he thinks there's going to be money involved and he thinks that it's worthy. And you have to think that this one is going to check the box in both of those categories. So let me know what you guys think. Were you as impressed as I was with this fight? What do you think is going to happen in the next one? I mean, look, let's be honest with each other too. The last 2 times these men fought, Israel Adesanya gets knocked out. Dude, how is he even going to be mentally going into a 3rd fight? Let me know what you guys think.